This video is all about corruption in India. The word corruption means dishonest or fraudulent conduct by those who are in power, typically involving in bribery. This also includes dishonesty, dishonest dealings, deception, duplicity, double dealing, fraud, fraudulence, crime and criminality, and so on. The latest report of Transparency International for Asia, named Global Corruption Barometer Asia 2020. The conclusions were based on a survey conducted between June and September of the last year, 2020, when the impact of the lockdown was perhaps at the peak. The survey covered around 20,000 participants. The results showed that India has highest bribery rate of 39% in a particular region. Nearly 1 in 5 citizens, 19%, who came into contact with police, identity papers and document officers or utilities, used their personal connections to receive a service. The report identified slow and complicated bureaucratic process, unnecessary red tape and unclear regularity frameworks as the primary reason, forcing citizens to seek out alternate solutions to access basic services through networks of familiarity and petty corruption. Nearly a quarter of respondents said that they had no option but to pay bribe as it was demanded. There was few highly distributing findings in the survey which showed how deeply entrenchment this great bane into the Indian society. A majority of 63%, though that if a reported corruption, they would suffer retaliation. Another equally disturbing finding is that young people aged around 18 to 34 are considerably more likely than aged 55 or over to pay a bribe or use personal connection to get their things done. This shows that the new generation is getting sucked in the black hole of corruption, leaving no scope in the future. Corruption is a cancer that is eating into the vitals of Indian nation, and people are paying heavy price in terms of huge opportunity loss and the fruits of freedom that have been denied to them forever. Policy planners would do well to take a serious look at our ability to deal with this dangerous affliction, which is much worse than coronavirus or any other similarities. It isn't not bullet trains or Martian missions that a country needs right now. It is basic solution to the vices that are retarding our progress as a nation. Technology is a great asset, but it's becoming meaningful only when it transforms the lives of common people. Otherwise, it will remain the preserve of the privileged few, leaving only the crumbs for the people at large. Yes, it may be a time for the revival of a national movement against corruption, an instance of which went awry in the previous decade. Anti-corruption crusader Anna Hazare's agitation that began in 2011 was a washed-out event in the contemporary history, as it provided a channel for people's frustration to find their expression. The response to Anna's call had gone much beyond his own expectations, and a single event snowballed into a national movement against corruption, nepotism, and government apathy towards people's grievances. It was as though all pent-up frustration were waiting for vent, and Anna Hazare's agitation provided an ideal opportunity. The biggest irony of the agitation is that the government party which is ruling our country today is the biggest beneficiary of agitation, helping to be swept power in 2014, and now for the second term has turned the preparator that it was supposed to fight. The NDA's priority are on a tangent and meant to drive the saffron agenda, but without any bearing on the life of common people. National security and patriotism are no doubt emotional issues, but when life becomes miserable to lead, there are other important things too. And the current government has been a complete failure in front of it. For example, we have seen Harshit Mehta biggest scam ever in the Indian country who had met the corruption to a notch level. So, from the above video and above information, we came to know about what is corruption and what is corruption in India today. Thank you all.